Welcome to another episode of GeekastX. I'm Sean.
I'm Jake.
And on this episode, it's just going to be us two today. So, do you want to do the plugs, or do you want me to? Either or.
Go ahead. I haven't done them in a while.
Okay, you can check us out on YouTube at GeekastX, and then we're also on iTunes at GeekastX, and check us out on Nerd Overload /authors /GeekastX. We're also on Facebook at facebook.com/GeekazoidOfficial, spelled with an X, don't forget the X. You can also check out Jake at AllAtStakeJake on Twitter, and Ronnie is at GeekastRonnie. Also, I am on Twitter, but I never use it, at GeekastXSean, and I believe Sebastian is at Sebastian... no, he's at Barker Studios. And I think that's it.
Alright.
So, first up on the list, do you want to... let's talk about Age of Ultron. How awesome that movie was. It was really good.
It was pretty sweet. It was real good.
I know you were boasting that you thought it was like the most funny superhero flick, but I don't know. I think the most funny superhero flick I've ever seen was probably Batman and Robin. I was laughing at that the whole time.
But I mean, well, I feel like it was, as a movie, intentionally trying to be funny.
I know, that's the joke. Everybody freeze. But yeah, Age of Ultron, that was really good, dude. Just everything about it. Like like from the beginning, like all the running jokes they had with you know, Captain America said a bad language word, and like all the Thor hammer jokes. Oh my gosh, the scene near spoilers. We're just gonna go ahead and spoil it.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Yeah, so go ahead and fast forward a couple minutes, maybe. I don't know how long this is gonna take to talk about, but I don't know.
Go forever, really.
I know, because it was pretty good. I mean, even if it wasn't good, I'm just glad, they didn't just make one Avengers movie, they made two. So even if it sucked, that's an accomplishment in itself.
Yeah. But it didn't suck. It was great.
It was decent. Yeah, I definitely... I'd see it again. I'm not saying I don't want to...
I've already seen it twice.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to go out there and, make a bold claim and say this was my most favorite movie ever, but it was definitely up there. It was really good. Yeah, just the action scenes were so good. I love Captain America wasn't dumbed down like he was in his own first movie, and kind of in the Avengers movie. But it's after Winter Soldier, they really let him loose. You know what I mean? You see him flipping over motorcycles. You feel the force between whenever he throws the shield. And you get a lot of kind of, this is just an example, but you get a lot of fastball specials where other heroes interact with other heroes to do the special moves.
Yep.
And
him throwing that shield around was just, oh my god.
Oh, most definitely, yeah. There were a lot of scenes in the movie that from the trailer I thought would be later in the movie. But the scene with them all jumping together was right in the beginning, and you're like, oh, well, that was a lot sooner than I thought. Oh yeah, the Hulk, he was amazing in this. There were some times when I was like, oh my gosh, dude, you're amazing. You don't have to be, whiny all the time. But I don't know.
He turns into a giant green monster. How else could he be?
I know, but he was acting a little ridiculous with his little relationship thing. But I will say, it was fast-paced.
I think that was perfect, reaction from him. He can't do that. How could you have? You couldn't have somebody that you care so much about, and then it'd just be better for him not to get involved to begin with. I mean, he gets. What happens if they have an argument? He gets mad and kills Black Widow. Holy shit.
I mean, he kind of does that. He doesn't kill her at the end, but, she's like, hey, I need the other guy, and, pushes him down the hole, and, Hulk instantly pops back up, and, when he's, carrying her, he's not exactly taking care of her, he's just, jostling about. You know what I mean? So she's, kind of gets banged up a little.
Yeah, and then when she's like unconscious, he just like carries her real
Yeah,
easy.
I did like that lullaby thing. That was really cool.
Yeah, I thought that was neat.
Like, hey, big guy,
That was
sun's
neat.
getting really low.
Yeah, that was cool.
And then oh my gosh, the Hulkbuster, that whole fight scene was amazing. That's probably my
Ew.
favorite. That's my favorite scene when he's like, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. And he's just like
Oh
nailing him
yeah,
in the face over and
the
over.
like machine gun punch.
Yeah, I
And
thought it was like a
armor.
jackhammer thing.
Or like a jackhammer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better. I liked when like the Hulk like caught his punch and then like the like suit just like wrapped its arm around his hand and like
Oh
he
yeah.
took off, you know?
Yeah, definitely. So now that Jarvis is the Vision, and I think the new operating system he has is Veronica, right?
No, it's Friday.
That's what it's called?
Veronica
That's just the
Veronica
code
is
name?
Friday's like Jarvis.
But is Veronica just the code name for the Hulkbuster stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Which is really badass and like
Is that a
just, like,
reference? Because I didn't get it.
yes, it is. So in like Archie comics, right? They have.
Okay,
And
I got it.
I wouldn't know this unless it was like, yeah, I wouldn't know this unless I'd looked it up. But he has like one girl that's like Veronica, and then he has one girl that's Betty, and like Betty, obviously like Betty Ross,
Oh yeah.
and so Veronica being like the opposite. I think that's how they are. So like opposites and.
Oh, that's genius. Okay, that makes
Isn't
a lot of
that
sense.
cool?
Yeah, that is cool. I like that.
Yeah, I thought that was sweet.
So wait, did you notice? I think I talked to you about this, but does I guess Friday is her name? Does she have an accent?
Yeah, it's an Irish accent.
Okay, I wasn't sure if I was mishearing it, and I'm like, is that an Irish accent? But alright, I guess so. Yeah, oh my gosh, when Jarvis becomes Vision, that was so cool. And like,
That was badass.
I was laughing because I had joked about this, because you know how like, the new Fantastic Four thing is naked, and then when Jarvis is first, or not Jarvis, when the Vision is first born, he's naked. And I'm like, I bet he looks at Thor and gets the idea for a cape, and sure enough, in the film, he looks over at Thor and his cape comes down, and they're all
Yeah, he
talking like,
does.
I don't know if you guys can trust me or not, but you guys gotta make a decision. And he picks up Thor's hammer and hands it to him, and that caught me like way off guard. I'm like, holy crap!
Yep. It's like I have no way to make you trust me, but here's your hammer.
Right? Like,
Does he say it's totally well balanced or totally like
No,
unbalanced?
it's a little he said it's a little unbalanced, and then Thor goes on to say like, well, it helps with the swing.
Yeah, I thought that was funny.
Yeah, oh yeah, and then remember when him and Iron Man were talking in the beginning about like the like references to like Jane and
Yep,
Pepper.
Jade's better.
I don't get what that was supposed like. Is that just supposed to be like better in the sack, or like just like I don't know, like as a character?
I think they're just like Yeah, they're just bragging about them.
Like my girlfriend's hotter.
I mean, I don't know. They're just having a testosterone contest. That's what it is.
Yeah, there are
So
a lot of good one-liners in that. We could
yeah.
go on
So
that.
going into because I looked up like all the Easter eggs possible for that movie.
Okay. I didn't. I tried to catch them, but I'm sure.
Oh, I mean, I tried
lot.
to catch them too, and I caught some good ones, but this one I didn't catch at all. So when they're playing with the hammer, and they're all kind of drunk,
Yeah.
except for Cap because he sucks. Just kidding, he doesn't suck, but so I guess Cap actually in the comics actually has like picked up the hammer before.
Oh really?
Yeah, like, well, I mean, it's the comics, it's not like.
Right.
And they don't, how Black Widow's like, that's not a question I need answered. I guess she's picked up the hammer too.
Oh,
Like-
okay. I was wondering what that was about. I'm like, is this like they've done something in the past?
Yeah. I don't know. When I first saw that, I took that as like, oh yeah, she's like master assassin and like just knows she's not worthy.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
That's what I thought too. Yeah. Like.
The hammer is so badass though.
Right.
Like-
Every year around Halloween, and they have the cosplay stuff out. I always want to buy it. It's like $15, but I'm like, where the heck am I gonna put it? Like, use it as a doorstop or something.
Okay, so Wakanda.
Oh yeah.
I'm like the only person in the entire world who likes the Black Panther sometimes.
I think you are, but I don't not like him just because like I don't know. I just not that I don't know a lot about him. It's just like I don't think he's that cool. I don't know. But that's just me. You can say what you want, but
Yeah, I like him. Um,
does he have powers? Is he just like?
you know what? I'm not like totally sure. I don't think that he does, but
Is
I
he
think
like Wildcat? He's just fighting. Good at fighting.
I don't think that he does, but I think he has like a lot of like the vibranium used in like his suit and stuff.
Oh, I bet he probably has like vibranium claws or something.
Yeah, and I think like the bottom of his shoes are supposed to be vibranium. I don't know.
That's very interesting. You know, I did notice if I were to complain about one thing in this film, is that like Tony Stark was a little too Tony Stark. You know what I mean? It's like I think he needed to tone it back a little.
What do you mean?
Like it felt like Robert Downey Jr. was like a little too in there. Like versus like there's Tony Stark and then there's Robert Downey Jr. It felt like it was kind of Robert Downey Jr. I don't know, just in the beginning though, but then it kind of mellowed out. Just a lot
We're
of
like the same person, Sean.
I'm just saying that like that was only my only complaint. I love though how like Ultron, since he was like a product of Tony Stark, he had like those kind of snarky comments.
Yeah. Yep. At first, that bothered me a little bit because if you
Definitely.
if you read through the comics and stuff, like Ultron acts like a bot, like just complete like robot. But thinking about how Tony Stark really did create Ultron, it kind of only makes sense. Gosh, what else about the movie? Nobody cares about Hawkeye's family.
Yeah,
Um,
I do like that scene though with him with him and the other guys like I'm out here on the battlefield with a bunch of robots and a bow and arrow. None of this makes sense.
that was good. I actually did like Hawkeye in this movie.
Right. This seemed like Hawkeye's kind of one shot. Like if this was his movie, it seemed like really a Hawkeye centered film. Whereas like if they were to focus on one of the Avengers more than any other, it was him.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah. Yeah, it was cool. I mean, it was kind of neat that he had like a family that no one knew about, and like
I was really surprised by that because I thought him and Black Widow had a thing going on in Phase 1. So like, what happened to that? Like,
they're just good friends.
right.
I knew they never had a thing going on. Like there was just I don't know. There was just too much of the her with other people. I freaking love Scarlett Johansson, man. Like people have kind of like bashed on her a little bit, but man, I thought she was great in this movie for sure.
Yeah, I agree. This is probably one of her strongest roles as Black Widow.
Yeah, like all the stuff with like her past, like I really like that how they
Oh yeah,
that.
that like
'Cause
that flashback.
you knew nothing until you got to this movie,
Right.
which is cool.
I did like the little back and forth between between Cap and Iron Man, where like they're splitting the logs or whatever, and he's like,
Yeah.
hey, don't take from my pile. And then like they're walking away, and like they pan out, and his pile's like 4 logs, and Cap's is like a big mound.
Right. That was good. I feel like they to me like the way that. Well, okay. Before we get.
I feel like the movie worked well as a comic book because it's funny and it has the action and it wasn't dark and gloomy like certain comic book movies are nowadays. It just worked really well.
Yeah, it did feel like an Avengers comic. Like
Yeah.
So Wakanda was in there, obviously home of Black Panther,
Right.
Vibranium, the dude who got his arm cut off.
The Claw.
Yeah, it was Claw. I thought that was cool. I don't really know much about that dude, but like,
Isn't he the guy from Inspector Gadget?
they have a guy from Inspector Gadget, but they're like not the same. Like he's a different kind of villain.
But they're both named the Claw.
I think so. It's like Inspector Gadget, like, isn't that like Professor Claw or something?
I think it's Doctor.
Dr. Claw.
Dr. Claw. I don't know.
Oh well, it was cool. I loved the twins.
Oh
Thought
yeah,
that was
definitely.
awesome.
Do you know there was an alternate ending where he lives?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like there was an alternate ending.
Well, I knew there was an alternate ending, but I didn't know he lived.
Yeah. The scene is he gets a new suit and like some pretty smanchy like snazzy boots. Don't know, I can't speak English today.
Adidas.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Like, he known him like 10 minutes, and then like there's like all these shoes for him. But no, the alternate ending is he lives, and he's basically like, wow, that's amazing. Like, I survived those 47 bullets or whatever. He gets a new costume and some cool looking boots, and then he's in the very last scene where Cap looks down at the new Avengers.
They had to kill somebody though.
I thought it was gonna be Hawkeye.
So did I. Like, when that happened, I was like, oh, here it's coming. Yeah.
Because
like,
they were focusing on him so hard. Well, that was in the beginning, but like I thought because they were focusing on him so hard throughout the film, and like even he's talking to his wife about the life insurance policy and that, I'm like, okay, he's gonna die.
Yeah. I think they did that on purpose, for sure.
Yeah.
Like,
a bait and switch.
I just like how they showed the gauntlet.
Oh, yeah, that was totally badass. I do like that. And then, there's one thing that I thought was a little, like, predictable, like, where Thor leaves at the end, and you know how, like, it burns the ground? I'm like, I bet you $1 million Stark is going to say something about lawn care. And sure enough, he's like, he has no regard for lawn care or something like that. I'm like, ugh.
Has he made jokes like that before about the grass or something?
Stark?
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, I love, but like, yeah, dude, I can't, I've said this before, but all the, like, the hammer bits were so good. Like, when they're walking down the hall, and they're like, so if you leave it in the elevator, and the elevator goes up, but he's like, nope, elevator's not worthy. But that, like, then how can Vision lift the hammer? Is it because he's worthy, or because he's a robot?
He has the soul gem.
Oh, I thought that was the mind gem.
Is it the mind gem?
Yeah.
I think I get those two confused.
Yeah, I think it's the mind gem, because that's why when it was
you're
in
right.
Loki's scepter,
It's
he could...
the scepter. Mm-hmm. Huh.
But, oh yeah, him in the last Ultron little bot thing, that was really good too. He's like, how could you be so naive? It's, well, I was born yesterday.
Yes. That was good. That was real good. Vision was awesome, for
Right.
sure.
I felt like he was a little lacking though. I wanted more of him in there.
I hear ya.
Because he's basically the Avengers Martian Manhunter, and I loved, like, they show his phasing ability a couple times. I'm like, oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When he's like fighting.
Head beam. Oh, and that part where he like flies and then just like stops. Like that, I thought that was cool.
Oh,
you know
like
what I mean?
When he
born? First gets out, yeah.
Yeah.
And he just like immediately like boom. It's like, oh, this is why Ultron wanted to be this guy.
Right. Yeah. It was cool though, because he like stops and he looks at it like out at the city, and then it refocuses and it's him looking at his like reflection, and then he turns around.
And he's naked.
Yeah, then he looks at Thor and he goes, well, he gets clothes on, he looks at Thor and he's like, I should have a cape.
Pretty much.
It was really hard to tell if that cape was practical or CG. It looked like a lot of CG.
I'm not sure. You would know better than I do. Really like the twins. I really liked in the beginning, and they stopped kind of doing it, which was I was a little bit disappointed by. But you remember when, like, you first see the witch, and she's, like, all, like, the, like, creepy, like, horror movie walk,
I guess so, yeah. Like, where it's kind of, like, just, like, slow and, like, shuffly.
Yeah. I loved that in the beginning, but then they, like, stopped doing that. And I was like, oh, man. Because it was like, she's like a witch, And, like, her popping out of the back with, like, her eyes all red and shit. I
didn't like when Quicksilver died, because I was like, well, that didn't last long. But, I liked when she lost her shit and like all those guys were trying to, push the button. She's like, fuck this, it just kills all of them.
Oh yeah, yeah. She's good. That's that's I think I already said this before, but that's Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen's little sister.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Dude, she's hot too. I liked the wits a lot.
Oh, one other complaint I had was Hulk at the end when he's in the jet by himself and he's all scrunched down in this little thing. There's a big dude in a little car. I was like, this looks silly, but alright. And again, I
thought it was kind of cute, to be honest.
You did? No, I thought it...
I was teasing.
I was gonna say, it looked a little silly, but again, they disbanded, and that's one thing they didn't address. Like, in the Avengers 1, they disbanded, but they didn't address how they came back together in the beginning of the second one.
Yeah. That bothered me too. They were just all together, and...
Wouldn't it be cool if, like, they had, like, I don't know, maybe a 15-minute scene beforehand where, like, they're, like, had some kind of, like, call go out, like...
Yeah.
And then,
like
Captain
Cap
America
tells everybody, like, we need to assemble, instead of, like, Avengers.
Oh, yeah. Dude, that pissed me right off. Like, it was like getting like, you're about to finish, and then, like, I don't know, your grandma walks in at the end when he's like, Avengers, face to black. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, they're never gonna say it, though. If they didn't do it there, they're never gonna say it. Whatever.
Maybe they're saving it for the Infinity Wars.
Hopefully. Which, I love how we're, like, setting up for the next... They're still setting up for the next stuff.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Like
I wonder if Ant-Man is gonna, like, be Giant Man at all, because that's what I'm hoping for. Because I want to see him and Hulk duke it out. Like they did in the Ultimate.
Oh, yeah, that would be neat. Do
you remember in the Ultimate comic, and like Hulk kicks his ass because he chokes the shit out of him?
Yeah.
He jumps on his neck and he just squeezes it. I love that scene.
Yeah. The missing persons case that they were talking about? Totally Bucky.
Oh, yeah.
That excites me.
Right, that's why I'm thinking Civil War, Cap's gonna die.
Yeah. I think they'll, like, make that pretty... I don't know. I feel like that'll be, like, pretty big when they do kill him off, Like, I mean, he's just gotten nothing but better with... Or at least in my opinion, he's gotten nothing but better since, like, Marvel first began all this.
Who, Bucky?
Cap.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I mean, I feel like his likability and characterness has just grown a ton.
I definitely agree. Well, I mean, in the first movie, I liked the first movie, but like first movie compared to like the second movie is like garbage. Cause like in the second one, like they really like ever since I think the first Avengers movie, these last two movies with him in it like really accentuate like how powerful he is. Cause like remember in like in Winter
I was
Soldier,
thinking for a minute there he was like a little bit too powerful for the for the Avengers. It was like, well, that's quite a feat to be able to like flip over a motorcycle like that. Like,
oh,
I mean, you ever
really?
done like backwards? Yeah, you ever done like backwards pull-ups? Like,
No.
Holy shit.
Well, the thing that I thought was cool is like in Winter Soldier when he's like kicking people and they fly all the way across the deck of a boat and flip over the edge.
Yeah. I just think, well, I don't know.
How strong should he be then? Like,
I mean, I really don't care. I just like, at first it was like, whoa, all of a sudden he wasn't like this strong before.
oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I feel like he was like super weak in like the first Captain American movie in the Avengers. Like, the most they like show him doing is like having like not super speed, but he runs really fast, and he's kind of strong. But like that's what I liked about Winter Soldier in the new Avengers movie is like he's like punching people and they're going through walls and that kind of shit.
Right.
And like yeah, he's lifting up motorcycles. Like I imagine him, because he's a super soldier, so I imagine like some kind of like I don't want to say he should be like able to take the Hulk in a fight, but I think like if they needed to run, well, he could like handle him for a minute.
Yeah. Especially with the shield, man. They just like
that magnet thing was cool too.
Yeah. They I'm trying to think what was. It's funny, back in the day, Captain Iron Man were in the same comic book for a while. I think it's Tales of Suspense or something.
That sounds right.
Yeah. But Iron Man made that for him, and then he got like rid of it because it was like throwing off the weight or I don't know. Like I vividly remember reading this comic where I was like, oh, cool, and then like the next one they get rid of it. Because like somebody was going to use a magnet to take it away from him. Something stupid like that.
But remember when Cap died, there was something about the shield that only like, Bucky could use it because only he could throw it right.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So I wonder if they're going to do something like that.
I remember they had Hawkeye throw it.
Yeah, I remember it was Hawkeye, and he couldn't do it. He didn't want to do it because he didn't think.
Yeah, he didn't feel worthy.
Oh, no, he couldn't throw it right, remember? It wouldn't come back. But then when Bucky did it, he didn't want to do it because, he's like, I just tried to kill this guy like 3 weeks ago.
Right. Well, then Bucky became Cap anyways.
Right, that costume is sick.
Yep. I mean, I really liked Cap's costume in the Avengers.
Oh yeah, I do too. Yeah, I also the first one.
No, this one.
Yeah, this one.
I mean, I like that one too, but
no, I think
this one puts that one to shame.
Right? Because you know why? Do you know why? Fucking ear holes, dude.
Yeah. I you know what? I get your point on that now.
Because in the concept art in the first Captain America, or in the, it's because the helmet looked cool. It's because like it looked like Captain America versus like a weird looking hood in the first Avengers movie and no ear holes. And in the concept art he had ear holes. I'm like, this looks sick. But in the movie he just had like a hood. I'm like, that's stupid. This one they kind of like merged the look, like the stripes and stuff from the first Avengers movie with kind of his first appearance costume. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not the fake one, but the real one where it is a helmet.
Oh, Sebastian's not with us today, but he wanted us to say that he loves it.
He loved Age of Ultron.
I did like how Ultron looked.
Oh yeah, he was definitely cool. Near the end, he looked a little weird. Looked a little top heavy, like he may have skipped leg day, but whatever.
May have skipped leg day.
I mean, am I wrong? He had a huge shoulder and like a really
no, you're not at all. That's
but he was,
just like a really funny way to put it.
They need to start doing like Daredevil, because that movie, or I'm sorry, that TV show was a 13-hour movie and I loved it.
Yep, Daredevil was sensational. Sensational.
Do you want to talk about Daredevil for a little bit because you weren't here last time?
Well, did you guys already cover it or not?
Yeah, we covered it.
Oh. Well, I personally loved it. As someone who loved Daredevil since I was a little kid, definitely loved this show.
It's because Jake's dad was a boxer.
Yeah, and I'm blind.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys knew that, but Jake, he can't see for shit.
Yeah, I actually. That's why you hear me on the computer typing so much, is I'm trying to figure out which button is which. It frustrates me because I have the keyboard memorized, but I can't actually see which ones I'm hitting. So, yeah. But overall, I loved it. I loved the show. I thought that they had Daredevil's fight style just absolutely on point.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh,
and the fact that he's just always hurt, he's always tired, he's just
yeah, the whole how he got exhausted was a touch I loved. I thought was really good.
Yeah.
That he's always getting his ass kicked a little bit.
Yep.
I did think some scenes he moved a little too quickly, like he would like get knocked down and like not like pop up too quickly, but it seemed like I don't know. I'm like
There were a lot of times where it was like, he's unconscious, but he's back up.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
Or like, all right, there's a scene where he jumps off the roof and lands, and he's like gonna talk to someone, and like he lands right in front of him, and he's down and then up within like then up in like 2 seconds. It's like whoa.
I really liked. At first, I didn't like his costume, but I really like his costume. At first, I thought it kind of made his like face look fat. You know,
Cover Flash and Arrow. You're all caught up on Arrow.
I am caught up on Arrow, not on Flash.
Okay, so I'll catch you up on Flash. What was the last episode of the Flash you saw?
Oh God, it's been a while. Damn, I don't. Fuck, I don't know. It might have been the one where they showed how the Reverse Flash, or how.
Harrison Wells becomes how Eobard Thawne looks like Harrison Wells.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll just catch you up on the last, I think, couple episodes because we already talked about it on the last cast. Like if you want to catch up, go back and listen.
Okay.
Because I can't remember. I don't want to repeat myself, and I don't like you know what I mean. Like.
Oh well, if you've already talked about it, it's no biggie.
Well, I just want to talk about the last episode. That was really cool because Cisco was having these dreams of the alternate timeline that Barry had erased when he accidentally time traveled, right? And it revealed that that Harrison Wells killed his mom. That killed Barry's mom, right? So
yeah.
they invent this device to go into his dreams and like see what he sees, and then like you just learn all this stuff about him and Thawne and how like they had a couple flashbacks with him and Barry, like after Barry got struck by lightning, he's in the hospital and he's like like having a seizure, and that's when Harrison Wells, but he's really Thawne already, comes to the hospital and sees Barry and he's like, these people, they don't have the tools to help him. Let me take him back to Star Labs. I can help him. I can save him. So like, there's all these things like that, and they have another one where like he's sitting there and he's like looking at him in the wheelchair, and then he stands up and he goes like, if I could have had you like this through all those fights we ever had, I could kill you right now. And he like starts doing that thing where he shakes his hand really fast, and like it was just all really good stuff. And then the episode's called The Trap, and in that episode, what's his name, Eddie wants to propose to Iris, and he asks for Joe's blessing, but Joe is like, no way. Oh, you know what, now I remember the big reveal. Barry, Caitlin, and Cisco find the lair. They find the time vault. So they go in. Yeah, they go in and they see the Reverse Flash suit. They see Gideon and they see the newspaper, and it says the Flash missing in Infinite Crisis or whatever. And then Cisco's like, oh my gosh, look at the date. And then Caitlin's like, look who wrote it, and it says Iris West -Allen. And then,
what?
Yeah, and then Barry's
what?
like, yeah, and then Cisco's like looking at the suit, and he goes, whoa, dude, I like the brighter red and the white. And he's like, whoa, wait, now, does that influence me to change the suit to look like that? Or did I already have that idea and I'm going to create this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't know. And then like they're talking to Gideon and asking her all these questions or whatever. And he's like, wait. Barry's like, wait, how come you're doing all this ask? And then Gideon's like, I'm programmed to do whatever you ask, Mr. Allen. He goes, why is that? And he goes, well, you created me. And he's like, whoa. And then like they're like, oh, well, that's cool. Could you not tell Harrison Wells we were in here? He goes, anything you ask, Mr. Allen. And then they leave. And yeah.
Wait, Barry created Gideon?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, it's
cool.
It's really cool, dude. You gotta catch up. And it's dude, wait until the ending though. So like they get into the dream, and Cisco, they set this idea for this trap to get Thawne to confess that he had killed Nora Allen, so that Barry could get his dad out of prison, right? And the trap is to recreate the events that led up to him confessing. So remember how he goes to check out the the little force field thing and realizes there's a hologram in there. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay. So they go to recreate that so that Harrison Wells will kill him again, right? But this time Cisco reverse engineers it so the force field, instead of keeping a speedster in, it keeps them out. And Barry tests it by like he flicks it on and Barry goes to test it, bounces right off of it and slams into the wall, and he goes, works great. But he's like, he's all like, like bruised and stuff, so he goes, works great, and then so they're hiding behind these like things in the same room, and then Cisco's like, telling him like, like, why did you kill Nora or whatever? He goes, oh, it wasn't my fault, it was, a necessary casualty. And you find out later that it was because he was really pissed off at Barry. And you also find out that he watches Barry grow up. So that's kind of true to the comics. Remember when Thawne wants to meet Barry, but he goes back. He steals the treadmill, but it's not tuned up, so he goes back to where Barry's already dead. And Wally sends him back to the future, and then he does it again.
Wally?
Yeah, remember?
Did you say Wally?
Yeah. Wally's not in the episode.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about the comic book, because remember
yes,
Thawne goes back too late, and he ends up in a time where Barry's already dead, so he has to go back again, but he goes back too far, and Barry's a kid.
Yes. Okay.
So it's kind of like they put that into the show, what incorporated that kind of story, which was cool. And so, anyway, they do the thing, set the trap, and Harrison Wells is about to kill Cisco, and right before he does it, like, Cisco gets on the platform, turns on the force field, and instead of repelling Harrison Wells just pops right in. And then Joe's like, no, and pulls out a gun and shoots him. And then Barry's like, no, and he uses his super speed, and he, like, knocks two of the bullets out of the way, but one of them is already there, and it kills Wells. It goes through Wells. But then it turns out it wasn't really Harrison Wells. It was that shapeshifter dude from that one episode. Do you remember the shapeshifter dude?
Yes.
I can't remember his real name, but like he can steal. That's why people remember in the previews where like Eddie kills those two cops is because it was a shapeshifter dude. Remember, and you see the Flash fighting himself, dude.
Yeah. Okay.
So it turns out it was the shapeshifter dude. Seconds later, they get a phone call from Harrison Wells, and he goes, "You guys set a trap for me, but really it was a trap for you." And then he turns on like this remote thing. And like all these monitors come out, and he had cameras everywhere. So like even in his lab, even at their house. So like
he's known about everything the entire time.
Yeah, he says to Barry, he goes, I told you already, I'm going to be 10 steps ahead of you at every turn. And that like pisses Barry right off. So he's like, shit, we gotta go check out Iris. And he runs to go look at Iris or check out Iris, and Eddie is about to propose, and then that's when the Reverse Flash runs and like tackles him, and like leaves the ring, and I don't know, he just puts him in his second secret lair. You know what I mean? That like under the sewers.
Mhm.
And then that's when you see Grodd walk around the corner, and then I don't know. That's basically the end of the episode. And he's like, why did you take Eddie? And he goes, that's for insurance. So because they can't hurt Eddie. Because, like, if they kill Eddie, then obviously... You know what I mean? So, Grodd is going to be a huge player in tonight's episode.
Well, I'm glad I have time, because I'm going to watch it live.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, dude, the Flash is killing it, dude.
You got me all excited.
Yeah, dude, it's getting really good. Do you want to go ahead and cover Arrow?
1 second. I'm kind of confused as to what's happening.
He's Al Sahim. I'm not digging the storyline about him in Japan, like with the Omega whatever.
I'm kind of not digging a lot of things with it now. Like,
wait, hold on, I didn't quite hear that. What'd you say?
Shut up, Sean. man, after Daredevil came out, I just like, I love Arrow. I love Arrow, but this season is like, it is finally kind of getting to me. I'm like, things are just not the same. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I guess last week's episode was pretty good with, um, him actually being the demon's head and stuff, and
Oh yeah, wearing the suit,
yeah.
Dark Archer suit.
Does it come in black?
Yes.
um,
Yes, it does.
like, I don't know. I don't like totally like remember the entire episode. Um,
He basically goes to kill Nissa, remember?
that's right. That's right.
And then everyone like tries to stop him, and that's when the Black Canary uses her thing, her sonic scream, the canary cry, which
How did she get?
she got it from Cisco.
Oh, okay. Did they do that on?
Yeah, they did that on the last episode. Sorry, I forgot to mention that.
Interesting.
They did like a mini crossover
Interesting.
where Joe and Cisco go to Starling to investigate, Harrison Wells, and then like, oh, there's these tachyon particles, and like they're like digging, and they see like you're like, oh, like an appendage hanging out, and then Cisco's like, oh, I hope that's not what I think it is, and then Joe is all like,
Quit telling me stuff. Still gotta watch it.
okay, sorry, Joe's.
I'm sorry.
Can we just
You
finish
got me
what I
all
was saying?
excited.
Can I finish what I was saying, or do you just want me to leave
There,
it?
go ahead.
Alright,
Go
Joe's
ahead.
like, he's like, oh, I hope that's not what I think it is. And Joe's like, it's a hand. And then Cisco's like, oh, good, I thought it was a foot. And then
That's
basically
funny.
they're like, hey, what's his name? Captain Lance?
Yeah.
He's like, hey, please don't tell anyone that, we were here. And that's all I'll say. Oh, and then because Cisco, alright, Black Canary goes to Cisco and starts talking to him. And, she's like, I know Barry Allen is the Flash or whatever, and he's like, what? I don't know what you're talking about. How could you know that or whatever? He goes, because I'm friends with the Arrow. And he's like, what do you mean? He goes, I'm the Black Canary. And he's like, no way. And then she's like, I've been using my sister's sonic device. Could you tweak it for me a little bit? Make it better or whatever? He goes, I'll see what I can do. And like near the end of the episode, he opens a little case, and it's like a collar with a little like 2 sonic things on it. And he goes, I call it the Canary Cry or whatever. And then he's like, do you have the thing I asked for? And she hands him an envelope, and inside of it is a picture. And she goes, if you show anyone, I'll kill you. And if you mention that, like, if you try to, tell anyone, I'll deny it. And like, I'm thinking like, is it something risque? And then when he opens it, it's just him with his arm around her in the costume.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's basically
That's
a
funny.
selfie with him and the canary.
Cisco's probably all cheesing.
Oh yeah,
What?
he is. His face is like super, like chinky eyed and like grin like ear to ear.
Well, Laurel's hot. She is hot.
I don't think so. She has a weird head to me.
I think she's hot. Acting ability, not so much.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Not as bad as Felicity, I'll tell you.
you don't think Felicity's a good actress?
I'm just getting really tired of her shit. Like, she's so whiny. I'm like getting tired of it. I'm like,
Just
come on.
like the relationship drama is just too much.
It's killing it.
Dude, it's just too much. Too much.
Word on the street though is Diggle is getting a costume.
I thought they mentioned that, but he was like, no, no.
Yeah, and then he goes, sorry, I meant to say identity concealer suit or something like that.
But who would Diggle be? Like, what would
Green
he-
Lantern, duh. No, I don't know.
What if they went with that? Like,
No,
he
it's
doesn't have
it's
a
probably
ring.
gonna be some kind of soldier thing. Because he's in the Suicide Squad.
yeah.
Oh yeah, so at the end of the episode, Nissa and Ollie, or
Yeah.
Al-Sahim or whatever, are gonna get married.
And she's like, I'd rather die than do that. I'm like, yeah, she's a lesbian.
Oh yeah,
She's not gonna marry Oliver. What the
Right.
fuck?
she doesn't want to die by the sword.
Dude, that's a funny joke, but like, is it not kind of like, isn't it just, I don't know, man. Like, isn't that kind of like really fucked up that they're like, oh, we're gonna marry you two, and she's total dyke. Like,
No, she's not like a total dyke. She's more of like a. She's not like Butch. She's more like a princess. Well, you know what I mean?
she's a lesbian,
Yeah, I know, but like she's hanging out with Laura a lot.
but she's a lesbian.
I get it, but maybe she swings
You think
both
she
ways.
swings both ways? She's only had a relationship with Sarah.
I was gonna say Sarah swung both ways, maybe.
Yeah, dude, this is some of the dumb shit of the show, though.
You want to move on to the Suicide Squad stuff?
Yeah, because one of my favorite shows is hurting me right now.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I tried to warn you, but you were blinded.
Hey, I enjoyed it for a while, but like it's been like since we're not seeing him run around in the green suit that it's kind of killing it for me. Like, it really is.
Maybe they'll put Diggle in the green suit.
Maybe they should.
Okay, so on to Suicide Squad news. They released a whole bunch of photos, which look super badass. I don't know if you've seen the set photos where the guy where it's Deadshot, Will Smith as Deadshot, and he's wearing like this pimp outfit, and he looks like Jim West from the Wild Wild West, only it's in red. And then there was another character on set who we thought might have been the Deadshot costume, where it basically looks like a guy in motocross armor, and he has the helmet on and looks like it looks like Yellow Jacket's helmet from the new Ant-Man movie. It looks ridiculous. I'm like, oh, I hope that's not what it looks like. And then, you know, the director tweeted out this picture of the whole Suicide Squad, sans the Joker and Waller, and that makes me believe that the Joker is probably going to be the antagonist, like in Assault on Arkham. And yeah, I think it looks awesome. Like the whole cast and costume looks cool. You know, I dig Harley. I dig everyone else. The Deadshot costume I think looks the coolest because when he's in the cast photo, he doesn't have the mask on. But then they tweeted another one where he is wearing the mask, and I don't know if you know this, but the eye is on the wrong side. But that's not a really big deal.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
Yeah,
I
noticed it right away. I'm like, this looks different. And then I had to look it up to be sure. I'm like, his eye is on the wrong side. The red eye.
Weird. Didn't think about that.
But yeah, I think it looks awesome. I think the
That's kinda
Deadshot
fucked
costume
up,
is cool.
man.
Why?
Well, it's on the wrong side. Like, I mean, like, yeah, I get it that, like, nobody really knows who Deadshot is, but come on now, like, attention to detail, people.
Yeah.
I hadn't even, like, thought of it like that. I was kind of like, Will Smith, probably not going to wear that mask for more than 5 seconds.
Right.
Like,
He's gonna pull a Thor and take off the mask, like in the beginning.
Thor had a mask?
Thor, remember the helmet? He wears it for like 10 seconds in the first movie, and then after that scene, you never see it again.
Yeah, that's right. I was talking about that yesterday. I was like, he never wears the helmet. I'm kind of alright with it, though.
The only problem I have is Killer Croc.
Okay, I'm not crazy about Killer Croc either.
He looks like he's from a '90s movie because it looks like his mask, like
I
the
was gonna
prosthetic,
say
his head's too big.
He looks like a retarded Ninja Turtle from the 90s.
See, I thought he looked like the leftover from the Super Brother Mario movie.
That's even better. Holy shit. Yeah, I think he looks like crap. Like, I mean, and then...
Don't get me wrong, I get what they're going for, but they kind of missed the mark.
But you're like sold on Harley? I don't know how I feel about Harley yet.
I think she looks fine. I'm not gonna complain.
I don't know if I agree.
Did you see the leaked not concept art but promo art for the Batman vs Superman stuff?
No.
It's this artwork, and like I guess Wonder Woman's gonna have a cape. Like she's gonna have like this blue cape, and it's like armored. It looks really weird. But then like they show the full bat suit and the full bat armor, and the bat armor looks a little weird. It's like, you know, it's like Frank Miller's armor, but it has a bandolier.
I'll
I'll link it to you. Don't worry.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like crazy. It caught me off guard. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. But do you remember they had set photos leaked of the Suicide Squad, where like Batfleck was on set and they tried to keep him hidden underneath a black robe?
Yeah.
I was joking around with Sebastian, saying that it looks like, because you can clearly see he's wearing the cowl and like his boots and stuff. So it's basically like he's on set and they take the cape and flip it up over his head as like, I don't know, trying to conceal him.
That's funny.
But they obviously failed.
Dude, Martin Freeman joins Marvel's Captain America Civil War.
I saw that, but I didn't know who he's going to be playing.
I don't know.
So, alright, that was the Suicide stuff. I don't get
I'm
what
not sold on Harley. I just want to throw that out there. No, she just looks like a whore.
What about Captain Boomerang?
Which one is Captain Boomerang? Is he on there?
Yeah, he's at the very end. He's in the blue trench coat.
Hold on.
See, there are a couple Katana's on there too. She looks like
Katana looks
right on the comic.
Katana looks great.
The one I don't know who Slipknot is, and I don't know who
Captain Boomerang looks alright.
I don't know who the other person. There's one who's that dude?
The chick.
Yeah, there's Slipknot and someone else that I didn't know who they were.
I'm gonna blow up the picture. Hold on.
So sad.
This is not at all closer to what I need. I think that like the chick, I forget what people were saying about that. I read something about that she was. I don't know. I have no idea who she is, to be honest. I'm guessing she's like, oh, is it the Enchantress? No, that's from Marvel. I don't know. I don't know who she is. I don't know these characters all that well. I mean, I know Harley, and I know Deadshot, but the rest of them not really.
You don't know Killer Croc?
Yeah, I know Killer Croc. I don't know this Killer Croc, though. Don't know this one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Croc familiar to me.
His head is too big.
He looks stupid. I remember somebody was like, I read somewhere that somebody was like, oh, this is a great Killer Croc. And I'm like, no, not at all. Have you played any of the Arkham games? Like, that's a good Killer Croc.
Alright, so, those were our thoughts on the Suicide Squad photos.
X-Men Apocalypse?
Oh yeah, did you see that concept art?
No, where do you see all this shit at? I've been looking at stuff for days and I haven't seen anything like that.
I don't know. This isn't a jab or anything. Never mind, I just won't say anything. I don't know. I don't know how you don't see it. But there's like some concept art for, Archangel. They revealed photos of Cyclops from the new movie, Jubilee, Jean Grey. They revealed photos of Nightcrawler. He looks super emo.
Where do you see this shit at?
The internet, just Google it. I don't know. It's just on my newsfeed on Facebook.
That's where I get all my stuff, and I don't have any of that.
I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't
Nightcrawler looks kind of cool. He looks like the comic book kind of, in the sense that his hair is like longer, and like he's really thin. But then like the way his hair cut is like an angled bob. So it looks kind of emo-y.
I did see the Nightcrawler.
But like his hands and feet clearly look fake and prosthetic, and I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that.
Let's see what else. Is that Jubilee? Holy shit. Jubilee looks kind of funny and Asian.
Yeah, she is Asian. So yeah, that's basically, they released some of that stuff. Looks pretty cool. I'm happy with it. I mean, Bryan Singer is a beast. It's like X-Men is what he knows.
Yep. After looking at the concept art and stuff, it does look cool.
I mean, I don't know. It's like Star Wars is to George Lucas is what X-Men is to Bryan Singer. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he can't do anything wrong. I mean, everything he does is a hit. And then he passed the torch to Brett Ratner, and do you see what happened there?
Yeah, it's good that he's back on it.
And let's see, what was the last thing on the list? Oh, your boy Stephen Amell, Casey Jones, and the Turtles.
Yes, I did see the photo of him with the mask on.
What do you think?
I don't know what to think, man. I don't know what to think.
I mean, alright, I like it because, it is true to the comics in the aspect that, it's not a flat hockey mask. It does have, like, a defined cheekbones and nose. But I think it could be more form-fitting. It's a little big. But maybe it's supposed to be more practical. And the fact that, like, I don't know, it's padded more or something. But I think also maybe because Stephen Amell doesn't have long hair naturally.
Does he have long hair in the photo? I don't.
No, it's buzzed. But Casey Jones has long hair.
I can look at the original Casey Jones in just a sec. I always put my laptop on top of a book, and it's the Ninja Turtles Ultimate Collection Volume 1 underneath.
Oh, there you go. What do you got for me?
I'm gonna look it up because there's a solo issue for Ralph in here where. Yeah,
Casey.
Yeah, it does look very similar to the original. Casey Jones definitely has a 80s mullet look though, which is kind of nasty. But I like how he's hitting with golf clubs and shit. That's cool.
Yeah, I wonder.
There's a part in it where he literally hits Raph in the face with a 9-iron.
I wonder if he's just gonna use the hockey stick or if he's gonna have other stuff too.
I don't know. I think it would be cool if he was just using stuff that he golf clubs and hockey sticks and because I mean that's what he does in the original one is he carries around a golf caddy and has stuff in it. I think it'd be cool if he was just what he's got around the house kind of vigilante.
Yeah. Speaking of vigilantes, did you see the obviously probably not the season finale of Gothamville?
No.
That's the exact response I expect. No. Because the big spoilers, Fish Mooney dies.
Big surprise.
So does Maroni. So if Maroni's dead, who scars Harvey Dent?
That's retarded. Okay.
And then there's a scene. I didn't watch it. I just watched a review on it. But and then Bruce is all like, "My father's legacy is in here somewhere," and he pushes this button, and then the fireplace moves and shakes, and then goes back, recedes to reveal a secret entrance to a Batcave. And I think there may have been some kind of costume in there. I don't know. But, yeah. Oh, yeah, and then, I guess, somebody, who is it? Barbara Gordon. Not Gordon, she's not Gordon yet, but Gordon's girlfriend or whatever, kills someone and needs therapy or whatever. And she's like, I don't know.
I remember her kill.
Alluding to be Harley Quinn. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't watch the show, but this is all what I heard in the review.
So Bruce Wayne found a secret door in the mansion.
Yeah, it's in the fireplace.
And what was there anything behind it, or just? I mean, there has to be something behind it, right?
I didn't watch it. I listened to a review on IGN.
Huh. Okay. Interesting.
But
They probably didn't show anything. They was probably just back there,
Yeah. I bet you it probably went to black as soon as he started to walk in or something.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited for tonight's episode of The Flash, because Gorilla Grodd, yo!
Yeah, I'm gonna catch up to Flash before that. What time is it on? 8?
Yeah, so you have, like, 2 hours.
Damn. I only had to catch up on 3, because the last one I watched was the one with Mark Hamill.
Oh, okay.
I can't believe that was 3 weeks ago. Seems like forever ago.
Yeah. I'm just really excited for this episode.
I'm excited too. I want to see me some Grodd, man.
I know, right?
I love Grodd.
I wonder if if he's gonna have like, you know, mind control abilities, or like, I mean, they've already like showed that he can talk to people telepathically, but does he have any powers?
Oh, from like the comics?
Yeah. Oh, hold
I
on.
thought
The
he
Flash.
was telepathic, but I'm not sure.
The Flash.
He is
Facebook
telepathic.
just posted. The Flash just put. Hold on. Let me start over. Yes, I know he's telepathic, but I thought, doesn't he have mind control abilities, or is that only with his helmet?
I thought that was all him.
No. Not okay. Okay. So the Flash just posted on Facebook. The face of justice and evil. Get ready for tonight's new episode of the hashtag Flash with Superhero Fight Club. So I don't know if you saw that episode, that little teaser, but it looks like we're gonna have some Starling City heroes in Central City tonight.
Alright, geeks. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of GeekastX. I'm Jake.
And I'm Sean. Catch you later, geeks.
We'll catch you next time.
Excelsior!
Mm.